This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the LD Micro main event, Bel Air, California, 2015. I have with me Chris Raanes, ViewRay. It's a publicly traded company and the symbol is VRAY. Chris, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks, Shelley. How are you?
It's good to have you. I'm doing well.
Appreciate taking the time and love being here.
It's good. It's good. What I want to ask you to start out with, if you would, is give us a background on the company, a little overview, if you would.
Sure. So ViewRay makes the next generation of cancer treatment equipment. It is radiation oncology, but with a built-in MRI, so that the radiation oncologist can see what's going on inside the patient while the patient's being treated, and that gives the radiation oncologist the same advantage that a surgeon has. He can see what's going on, or he or she can see what's going on, make some real-time decisions, and therefore deliver better care. Believe it or not, today, when people are treated with radiation, the operator is completely blind to what's going on inside the patient.
So, Chris, this technology, how new is it? And is there anything else like it in existence?
No, there's nothing else like it in existence. You've probably come across MRIs in your trip to the hospital or someone in your family, and you know that MRI is taken over in the diagnostic world, and the reason for that is you can see so much clearer what's going on inside the body, especially soft tissues. Cancer is a soft tissue problem, and we're the first and the only people to have a clinical device that uses MRI to be able to see what's going on inside the body while treating them.
Where does this technology come from?
Our founder was a professor at the University of Florida when he invented this machine. We have the sole license to that technology. The secret sauce and the reason we have it is this guy, Jim Dempsey is his name, Dr. Jim Dempsey, who's both a nuclear physicist and a clinical physicist. So he knows what it takes from sort of these fundamental principles, and he knows what it takes to treat patients, and he was able to bring it together, and that's where the ViewRay Meridian comes from.
So where are you in terms of usage in the hospital setting?
So we have all of our clearances. We are currently treating at 4 leading centers, 3 in the United States, 1 overseas. So we are at the Washington University in St. Louis, at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and at UCLA right here in town. And then just recently we announced our first international system at Seoul National University in Korea.
You know, I don't want to sound like I know a lot, but I do know a little bit about the FDA. And I know medical devices do not have the same requirements as, let's say, a drug. Explain what process you went through and where you are today in the process of FDA approval.
Sure. So we are regulated by the FDA just like anybody in medicine, and we have our full FDA clearance. It's called a 510K, and that means you use a predicate device to get your clearance. We achieved that in 2012. We also have our CE mark, so we're able to sell in Europe. We were recently awarded follow-on clearance for systems to go into Korea. We've been awarded our clearance in Taiwan, so as you can see, cleared in the US, cleared in Europe and the major markets in Asia, and we're still working on some of the other ones.
Cancer is widespread in a human body. What cancers has your product, your equipment, worked most efficiently against?
No, you're absolutely right that many people think of cancer as one disease. In fact, cancer is a host of different diseases. We are cleared to treat any cancer anywhere in the body, anywhere radiation is indicated. The device is used as a broad spectrum device. In the first year at Washington University, I think they treated over 20 different kinds. But in terms of where is it getting its biggest use, some of the most exciting clinical results are coming from lung, anywhere where things move. So lung, anywhere in the squishy abdomen. There's a study about some really exciting things going on in the abdomen, liver, pancreas. But again, it's covering the whole body.
So, I'm listening to what you're saying about the MRI with the radiation. So now they're actually getting a recording, and now they can actually go back later and see, the differences and how the radiation treatments are going along. I mean, I know it sounds simple, or what I'm saying is simple, but could you expound on that?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It's not only a recording that you can go back to afterwards, it's in real time. So it's the only system that continues to watch like that while the patient's being treated. which means we know exactly how much radiation was delivered to the tumor, which is one of the critical items in getting radiation treatment right. One of the nice things for the patient is that whole video, the video of your tumor moving around and being treated, is available at the end, and we have an app that puts it on an iPhone or on an iPad so the patient can take it home and can show, hey, look, here's my tumor getting treated. Here's how I know the doctor was hitting it the whole time and how I know they got the right dose. In fact, our very first patient ever treated at Washington University, we presented him with an iPad as a thank you gift for going through all this, and because we knew we were going to put him through interviews and such. He took that iPad. It was the first thing he shared with his family after I had a private moment. The founder and I had a private moment with him afterwards. He came out and he said, hey, look at this. This is my tumor. I know it got treated correctly. And we also know that that was important to his family in terms of feeling comfortable that he was getting the right kind of treatment.
Is this something that is reimbursable from the medical system?
Yeah, great question. And we completely agree that at the end of the day, what we do is all about taking care of patients. We take care of patients, the business will follow. The really good news is that existing reimbursement completely covers what's done on this machine. So any code that you can build today on a standard radiation therapy machine applies to ours. You can do all the different kinds. There's a slightly older technology called 3D conformal. There's current state-of-the-art IMRT. There's image-guided radiation therapy. We cover all of those things. In addition, our signature treatment, which is the ability for the doctor to see what's going on inside the patient and make a real-time decision, and that's called adaptive radiotherapy, is also covered by existing codes. It's one of those rare times when everything lines up. Better care for the patient, a reward for the hospital and the doctor in terms of extra reimbursement for doing that better care.
Let me get your personal background, if you would.
Oh, I'd be happy to. I was fortunate enough to be able to join this great company about 3 years ago. I've been in this space. I've been in radiation oncology now for, it's got to be over 15 years. I was the number 2 at VRAY, another radiation oncology company, for 10 years before coming to ViewRay. Before that, I ran digital imaging for PerkinElmer, including a joint venture with GE Medical Systems on digital X-ray. So I have been helping people since 1998, even a little earlier, trying to solve this problem, trying to do a better job of seeing what's going on inside the patient and aim the radiation so we can do a better job of treating it. And this is by far and away the best technology for being able to localize cancer. No question about it.
Where do you see the future growth of the company coming from?
Well, it turns out there are about 1,100 of these kind of radiation therapy units sold around the world every year. So we're, in the low double digits kind of numbers right now, and there's a lot of headroom there. What's going to happen is people are going to insist on a system where the doctor can see what he or she is doing. There's no going back. I look at these lights here and I'm reminded of the lights in an operating room. There aren't studies out there that show that having lights in an operating room make a difference, but we all know that bright clarity is what gives the surgeon the advantage. MRI gives the radiation oncologist the advantage, and no one is ever going to turn back from that. So as studies happen, as patients talk about it, as more and more of these units come online, this does become the standard of care going forward.
So for more information, let's get your website out there.
Well, that'd be great. So come see us at www.viewray.com. There are examples of some patient videos on there. You can see what we're all about. I would also point people to go look at the UCLA website right here in Los Angeles. They've put out a video showing how patients are being benefited by this new technology, and that's even more compelling than anything we as a company can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Raanes, ViewRay. It's a publicly traded company, and the symbol is VRAY. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the LD Micro main event in Bel Air, California.